Hey guys, so it is not too often where I do these sort of like reactionary breakdown analysis videos for Dokkan, but this certainly I think deserves some attention here, and I kind of have to cover this. So we are heading into the 9th anniversary of Dokkan on Global, and as you guys know at this point, we are slowly moving towards the synchronization of the Global and JP versions of the game, and people are very anxious about this, and they did say that they are going to be talking about some international version specific news here, some international version exclusive news, and they are also going to be revealing some more information regarding the timing of the specific wording they used was the unification of the operation schedule, so aka the synchronization slash sync of the versions. So this was the Dokkan Now. I sort of skipped through the first 16 minutes or so just because that's typically just them talking about the events, the characters. We already know what's coming because this has happened on JP 6 months ago already. But there is some information I just wanted to go through before we jump into the community reaction portion here. So the first thing, there is a banner format update, I guess. There is a step-up summon system. So if you take a look at the bottom of those banners for both the Broly and Gogeta banners, it's actually the same steps here. Step 1 is 30 stones, Step 2 is 40 stones, Step 3 is 50 stones, free multi, then Step 5 is 40, Step 6 is 45, and then Step 7 is 50 stones. However, the 7th step gives you a featured SSR guaranteed, which is very, very good. Also, if we continue, I'm going to mute this just so we can see. I have the subtitles on here. They do actually mention that you can repeat these steps. So this is not a one-time only thing. You'll be able to perform a free multi-summon in Step 4. Let's see if I think they should say it here. This time there will be more steps. Yeah, so again, this is a bit of a different format from what we're used to. Step 5 and 6, you can perform multi-summon that allows you to recruit characters at discounted, that's what he's going to say. Yeah, discounted Dragon Stones than usual. With one featured character is guaranteed by performing a multi-summon in Step 7. And then he should say that it is repeatable. Plus, this step-up summon can be performed as many times as you want within the specified period. So, based off of this wording, I am always really cautious to trust what they're talking about in this game because a lot of times it is not true. They just straight up don't tell the truth. It's unfortunately we have precedent for this. There's been many times where they straight up don't tell us the actual truth of what's happening. According to what they are saying, according to the wording of this statement, this is repeatable. These steps are repeatable. So you're going to be doing step 1, 2, 3, free multi, 5, 6, 7, featured SSR, and then seemingly you are going to return to step 1, and then you're going to be doing these discounted steps up to step 7 every single time, which is actually a very good format. If this is true, this is a very good format. They don't mention anything regarding the tickets, because typically up until this point for major celebrations like Anniversary, we have gotten, I think it was 3 tickets every time you do a multi-summon. And then you could, of course, use those tickets to then summon on the ticket banner that has the same featured characters as the stone banner. They have not talked about that, so it does sound like it is going away. Does not sound like we will have tickets anymore for these banners. But if this format is going to be repeatable and it is replacing the tickets, I actually do think this is overall mathematically, if you calculate the odds of pulling like characters via this system versus the ticket system, I think this system's actually superior to the tickets. I don't think it's a Grand Canyon difference, but I do think this is a mathematically better format. So that is good. We'll see if this comes back in the future, and I guess when the banners come out, we will see if what they're saying is true, that this actually is a repeatable set of steps here. Now, the reason why people are so upset is because, again, let me actually, you know what, let me pull up the advertisement for the Dokkan Now, and it'll be much more clear to you guys. Okay, so here's the actual in-game announcement here. Dokkan Now special broadcast announcement, the latest 9th anniversary info on top of some international version exclusive info. We will distribute 20 Dragon Stones if we reach 20,000 concurrent viewers. And then on social media, their official account posted this. Dokkan Now special coming soon. See info on events, 9th anniversary featured characters, international version exclusive news, and details on the unification of operation schedules. So they actually separated out unification of schedule from international version exclusive news. So there's going to be multiple things posted in here. I assume what they meant when they said international version exclusive news was the banner formats, because these are obviously not the same banner formats that existed for these banners on the JP versions, but I'm not exactly sure. So here is the unification. Today we can show you the schedule details. The unification of operations schedule will start with the worldwide campaign in August. So this is essentially what we were expecting for a long time now. I mean, this was very obvious that the actual synchronization of the versions is beginning with worldwide. So from worldwide of this year, which should again be happening in late August, mid to late August, from that point forward, every single new character that releases on JP and Global will be at the same time, which is good, right? Obviously, that's not something you can misconstrue as being bad, I don't think, right? Having every release at the same time is a good thing, right? I mean, that inherently is not something I don't think can be argued, honestly. However, they do end up talking about, so obviously leading into this, there are going to be a bunch of characters that are not out on Global and are out on JP. We have Dokkan Fest Topo, we have Dokkan Fest LR UI Goku, we have LR Cell Max, and then don't forget, we're also getting the Part 2 LR to the UI Goku Tanabata celebration, which is looking like it's going to be LR Carnival Jiren. And then there's also going to be another celebration on JP before Global ends their anniversary. So whatever comes out during that celebration also is going to be on JP and not on Global. So there's going to be a bunch of characters that are out on JP that are not out on Global, even after the schedules are synced. So the question was, for the longest time, how are they going to make sure that Global and JP are fully caught up in terms of character releases? And this is where the frustration comes in, because I have been talking about this. I haven't really been talking about this on videos that often because I don't really cover Dokkan news as much as I used to. But they announced this sync essentially a full year ago now at this point. They have had ample time to plan for this. What is the difference between, because I assume what's going to happen is the versions are going to sync up, and then they're going to have to slowly just like start sliding in releases in between schedulings. Because if we're going to be synced up with JP, how are they going to fit in these releases if we have the same exact schedule? They're going to have to just find pockets of nothing, of downtime, and put these characters in. Otherwise, I don't know how they're going to do this. They could release like a big banner at the same time, or sorry, not the same time, but they could just release a big banner and put all these characters on them that aren't on Global yet, but that doesn't make much sense to me. So my question is, you had so much time from when you announced the sync until now, and they have not done anything to catch up Global to JP. What is the difference between doing that 6 months ago, 8 months ago, 3 months ago, versus doing this 2 months forward, 6 months forward, 8 months forward? Like, what is the difference? All it is just timing. So I think when you look at it from that angle, there is a very, very big question mark, at least for me, in terms of why have they not done anything? This is nothing more than simply very, very inept planning. That's all it comes down to, which just speaks to incompetence. So let's see what they say here. The worldwide campaign scheduled for late August will open the way to the unification of operation schedules onwards. Yes, this is good. Again, this is a good thing. Regardless of whether or not we have all the same characters on both versions, moving forward from the worldwide celebration, every release from that point onward will be synced, which is good. That is good. As usual, the new characters will appear at the same time, and then yeah, he says basically every character moving forward as well will also be at the same time, which is what you would expect from the versions being synced. That's just what the term means, right? Okay. Will be the same time for characters here. Here's the big one. For characters who are released before the unification and are only available in the Japanese version, aka Topo, Cell Max, UI Goku, please understand that to add them to the international version, here's like the line that is like, what the hell? Further adjustments may need to be made to the international version. Okay. I am somebody who has dealt with a lot of legalese. I've dealt with a lot of contracts. I've dealt with very business related lingo and jargon. This is a very legalese sentence. Further adjustments may need to be made to the international version. This essentially what this is saying is it is saying nothing. This is not saying, there is no meaning to the sentence. This is like, go ask a lawyer of how to say nothing in 10 words. That's what this is. That's exactly what this is. Trust me, I've dealt with this a lot. Further adjustments may need to be made to the international version. What the hell does this mean? Who the hell knows? I don't even think they know. Okay. What is this? What is this? No one can read this and tell me what this means definitively. You can interpret this in different ways. Does this mean the characters are going to have to be changed? Does this mean that there's going to be certain scheduling adjustments that need to be made? I'm assuming that's the case. Otherwise, how are they going to get them onto the global version? There's a million ways you can interpret the sentence, but at the end of the day, this doesn't mean anything. So, I mean, this is, I think, the biggest point of contention for most people after watching this. I honestly, so what they actually did, what does it say here? Even after the operation schedules are unified. Yeah, so that was, so even, yeah. So again, he's basically just saying, I think, based off of the context of what this means, they're going to have to slide in the characters that aren't on global, like just in open spaces where there's nothing else going on at the same time. I guess. Guys, I don't know. This sentence does not hold meaning. Something they did for this is they actually were speaking in English the whole time, which I kind of wish they weren't, because it would have made it easier for me to understand what the hell the sentence means. So I don't know. Anyway, that's sort of the background of what the announcement was today and why people are upset. I made a post here. We should probably refresh this just because there's so many replies. I said, respond to this with your thoughts on the global Dokkan Now video, specifically regarding the global sync / global exclusive information. This will be a video. So we're going to go through a lot of the comments that people posted on here, and I'll read their thoughts on this, and I'll give my thoughts on what their thoughts are. And yeah, if you guys have anything additional you want to let me know, put them in the comments, and I'll look through some of those too. Syncing on worldwide celebration, but definitely global would still be missing banners. Yeah, I mean, they specifically reference this. Yeah, that's that is now that is confirmed at this point. It has now been confirmed that we are not going to be starting the sync with the same characters, which you could argue is not even a sync, but sure. Yikes, yeah. The unsynced sync. Yeah, kind of. I mean, that's literally what this is, right? There have been a million opportunities to do a clean sync, yet they are stubborn on doing it the worst way possible, also seemingly taking away global benefits. Global benefits, this is not, like, we don't know if this is true yet. I think we should probably just wait until the sync actually happens and then, see what that looks like from that point forward. At this point, I'd rather just say 6 months behind forever and keep the benefits. Again, the benefits thing, we don't know for sure yet. We'll see. I imagine it was really cool if you don't follow the JP version at all. If you don't follow the JP version at all. Is it? I mean, I could imagine some people watching this and being, like, okay, cool, like, whatever, sure. Which is, there's probably a lot of people that actually like that. But even if it was somebody who has been keeping up with the game since last year, they announced that the schedule, the unification schedule, again, I think is what they call it. The unification schedule would be synced starting all the way a year ago. And then, waiting this long to get more news. And by the way, if we go back here, there's a part, let me actually keep playing this. They even say, like, oh, we're going to have to, wait further until we give you... Yeah, we'll share further details on the unification of operation schedules, like, later on or something. Come on. Just tell us everything. During the 9th anniversary campaign, like, just tell us now. Why would you make us wait here? What is the point? Like, just tell us. Tell us everything you know. So I don't know. It just seems very dragged on and not planned out. And if I'm somebody who doesn't even follow the JP version or understand what characters were missing, stuff like that, I'm still disappointed at the management of what this plan was. The worst possible path. Yeah, I don't know if this was super mega realistic. I mean, it would make sense to do this, I think, but yeah. Okay, this person's 14 years old. Only a real info was the banner format, which is really good, but besides that, the sync info is still trash, like it's been since they announced it. Yeah, it's just poorly managed. They need to work on proper communication with the sync, or they don't have a plan to begin with and winging. Yeah, I mean, to me, it does kind of feel like they're sort of just winging it. I mean, Global Dokkan has always operated this way, though. This is not like a new revelation where it's like, the game I've been playing for 8 years and I've just learned that they're not competent at their jobs. Like, this has been, you know, this is a very, very established trend for Global Dokkan. I don't really care as long as the new releases themselves are actually unified soon. Yeah, I mean, this is honestly, I think I do agree with this. I think people are going to care less about the characters that are missing from Global once we are starting to get every single release being the same. Right, because it's not just Worldwide being the same, it's the Dokkan Fest after Worldwide being the same. It's New Year's Dual Dokkan Fest being the same. It's 10th anniversary being the same. It's every single thing from that point being the same. Of course, I am going to be disappointed that LRUI Goku is not out on Global and JP at the same time, right? I mean, there's a really high chance that we get tons of releases up until UI Goku releases on Global that would work way better with UI Goku next to that character, which means that JP is going to inherently have an advantage over Global because they have the character on their version while Global doesn't. So that does suck, right? And I'm not saying that's like inconsequential, because not having LRUI Goku on Global does suck. Like, just straight up, that's just true. But I think people are going to care a bit less when we start having all of the same releases at the same time. If I have to wait a while for Topo and Cellmax, I really don't care. They are the last thing on my mind. Well, I don't know. I mean, that's I guess this person's personal opinion. When we get super bosses characters like Goku Black, and we're about to get Broly, and we have the Super Easy A physical Goku Black, like, well, Cellmax kind of matters, right? I mean, it does, right? Saying I don't care, at least for me, saying I don't care is not true, because I would feel a lot more inclined to run and have more fun using the Super Bosses team if I actually had the characters that were intended to drop for the team when they were supposed to drop, right? Cellmax is an intended part 2 drop alongside physical Rose, and he didn't on Global. So is Tekkai Goku not coming to Global? He is, but we have no idea when. That's the conclusion here. He is coming, but we have no idea when he's coming. They were misleading with the Global exclusive news, but the sync is officially coming. Mastered UI can be waited on. I would agree that this is misleading. This is the misleading part. International version exclusive news. What international version exclusive news did they drop? Just the banner formats? That's it? I don't buy it. Ken Onomatsu, yeah. That's pretty much what it is. We are Dokkan, yeah. That's a reference to... Where is this? They're posting like different comments people made about the game. Where is this comment? Hold on. This one, yeah. Okay, dude, yeah. Definitely not a chat GPT generated image. Global exclusive info skipping JP banners. We are Dokkan. We are Dokkan. Yep. We are Dokkan. Omatsu and the Dokkan does when they're asked what their plans with the sync are. Who knows? Even I don't know. Yeah, essentially, I am now leaning definitely more towards this mindset as well, that they also did not know. Even though the Dokkan now is uninspiring, there was a reason they gave us EZA Bootanks and Vegito. I do think that Cellmax and Topo could be one celebration unless they want to have a Cellmax be a standalone banner. If JP does one of the downtime banners, recycling LR banners. Yeah, it's possible, but that would suck for JP, right? Imagine delaying JP so that Global can catch up. Like, imagine Global releases LRUI Goku, and then JP releases just like some filler banner to buy time for Global to catch up. That also, like, there's no winning in this situation. Something has to be sacrificed for that. I'm glad they officially announced the sync date. As for the banners, free-to-play global players, I recommend saving for Beast. If you have to summon, pick Broly, although both banners suck. Broly has more value. Also, 255 stones for a full rotation, pretty steep. Again, I think if you look at the banner formats for these banners compared to what they were in prior years with the tickets, I think these are actually better. So, honestly, it was expected. Would have I preferred the sync to be handled better? Yes. They had so much time to drop the characters we were missing when we were only missing normal Dokkan Fest characters. Yeah, again, I think, I don't know if I've mentioned this on video before, but my ideal way to sync the versions, I don't know if this is a popular opinion or not, but my idea to sync the versions is the second they announced the versions were going to be synced, they just immediately drop everything for global that global was missing, and then the versions are immediately synced. Because when they were announcing the synchronization, this was during Worldwide, the Future Worldwide Celebration 2023 with Vegito Blue and Fusion Zamasu. This is exactly when they were dropping. I think if I was in charge of making decisions for Global, the only super mega hype characters we were missing on Global, well, there's only one. It was just LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku, the Tanabata LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku, who definitely was hype. I think he was... Super Saiyan 4 Goku is a very popular character. I think his animations are really good. I don't know if he's aged the best, but in terms of just the aesthetic of the character, very, very hype unit. We had him, we had Carnival LR Omega Shenron, we had Super Trunks, and I think it was Turles that were the only outstanding units that Global didn't have at that time. If it was up to me, I would have just dropped them all. Instantly, just on the same banner. All of them are dropped at the same time. And then from that point forward, we're synced. Don't have to worry about it anymore. Because now, we're behind LR UI Goku, right? We're going to be behind LR Jiren. We're going to be behind whatever's next. We're behind Topo. There's no good time to do this. So if it's me, I'm just dropping everything immediately. Don't have to worry about syncing events. Don't have to worry about doing all this nonsense. Just get it done right away so you don't have to worry about it anymore. The Dokkan exclusive was being exclusively told gonna have to wait. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The step up is cool, but the overall way they handled the sync has been an absolute dumpster fire. Several celebrations are stuck in limbo now. God knows when we get UI Goku. I doubt these units will be one banner. All I can see is them being dropped between celebrations. Yeah, I agree with this. It's also not just the characters. There are a lot of events that we have to get as well. Right, there's an entire new, there's a different name for this event now. It's not Supreme Battle Spectacle, it's Supreme Magnificent Battle or something. Yeah, actually it's Supreme Magnificent Battle. Let me just undo this. Supreme Magnificent Battle. I don't know if I like that. But there's a new one of those for UI Goku. So we're gonna have to get that at some point. There's a bunch of other events we don't have on Global, so they're gonna have to find a way to fit in those events too. It's not just characters. They acknowledged there'd be units in limbo, so why not wait till all the units are out to say it's synced, or why release a filler LR banner when you are working towards it? Is funny to me. Yeah, that's true. That is actually a good point. I completely forgot that they even did that. Global actually was releasing filler banners after announcing the sync. That is actually crazy. I completely forgot that they did that. They were releasing filler banners. What? They released filler banners. Personally, this doesn't really affect me as much. To other players, I can understand their frustrations with the characters they want are now now in limbo. They had a whole year to figure this out, and they still came out and said, we still don't know. True, yeah. Dokkan now is a whole lot of nothing, and I feel misled by the Dokkan team for stretching the 100% sync for so long. We are Dokkan. I don't understand how they go on to announce the schedule unification back in Worldwide 2023, only for there to be a dead silence even up to now. The only info confirmed to us is that by the time we get synced, we won't have UI Goku, Cell Max, and Topo, and also Jiren, and also the next character. As a global player, this is frustrating, yeah. I promise I'm not coping. I really think that there is a higher up / executive that is keeping them from making decisions. Why else wouldn't they have done literally anything? They literally have done nothing. They've spent a whole year doing literally nothing. They've actually done nothing. They've done not 12 months. They've done nothing. All they've done is announce it last year, and that's pretty much it. They've actually done nothing. It's so funny. I don't get it either. I don't know. I don't know the reason. I think it's, I don't know. There's no like logical explanation. It's bad, but once the missing units are on global, the best era of Dokkan will begin. I think I would probably agree, yeah. Having both versions have everything at the same time is really good. They handled the sync horribly. Ginyu and Selmac should have been one banner, no one summoned for Ginyu, yes. Ginyu is, I think, the single worst release ever, I think. This video provided absolutely no new information and was completely pointless. For the most part, I think it's actually is true. The banner format thing that they shared is good for sure. And I think at the very least, the fact that we know for sure now that the sync is happening during Worldwide, and the fact that we're definitely not getting all the characters that are on JP that aren't on Global yet, just to have the confirmation, I guess, is fine. I would say for the most part, this was a 22-minute long Dokkan Now. I would say 21 of the 22 minutes in this Dokkan Now was basically worthless info. Yeah. Obviously, it's going to depend on how much you went into knowing, right? I mean, if you're somebody who doesn't follow the JP version at all, like seeing the characters for the first time, like could have been really exciting. So depends on the perspective, I think. My friend said it perfectly. One of us 100% getting on that guaranteed featured. Over marketed it. I don't know. I mean, it is a good system. I think overall good, but I think the issue with characters is a little upsetting, especially because we don't know how we will be able to obtain. They could simply do a Dragon Ball Super summon that has the 3 major characters missing that just so happens to be from Super. Yeah, I mean, we just don't know how they're going to catch the releases up. And that's been the main. I think that's probably been the main concern by most people the entire time. The worst Dokkan Now of all time by far. The very least they could have done is tell us when the units on JP would be coming to global post sync, but they couldn't even do that much. Very embarrassing. I think it's because they don't know. Straight up, I don't think they know. If they couldn't if they couldn't do anything towards progressing the sync in a year, how the hell would they know when these units are coming out on global? People are exaggerating too much about the sync issue. It took them exactly a year to synchronize the versions. What I can say, but okay, this person's saying it took them exactly a year to synchronize the versions. What exactly did they do to make this happen? What measures did they take to synchronize the versions? If they had not mentioned that the games were being synced, what would have changed in how they progressed global? Would anything have changed? I would actually probably say the only thing that would have changed is Battlefield versions wouldn't have been skipped, which would have been better. So I don't exactly know what this means. It took them a year to synchronize the versions. I don't know what that means. What I can say, that if it is strange, is that they do not say what is the sync outside of having the characters at the same time, which there is more apart from that. Yeah, events. Like, I don't know how they're going to sync that. So my takeaways sounds like no tickets from summons, not like we had before. Instead, now it's just one ticket for the guaranteed 77 summon. Sync starts in August, but we will be missing some catch-up content. Yeah. The banner stuff, again, it does sound like we are no longer going to be getting the 3 tickets per multi that we typically get. I mean, they didn't talk about it in the video, so I guess it's possible it's still there. But again, if you're going to be comparing the ticket format where we get 3 tickets per multi versus this format, let me rewind this back here. That's a little bit further this way. Versus this format, again, assuming this is a repeatable sequence of steps, this format, I think, is better on average. They could have handled it much better than whatever they are doing now. I remember at least 5 separate times where they have said international info coming soon, for the only thing they shared is the gap is smaller. Is the gap even smaller? I don't think so. The gap is the same. We are Dokkan, yeah. I feel like there has to be another announcement or even the sync happening during the EX part of the anniversary. Well, they said worldwide, so that's confirmed. Hopefully they're not straight up lying about it. Besides from that, this Dokkan Now was useless. They could have fit the information of the banners in a social media post. True. Yeah, I don't think we needed an entire Dokkan Now for this. Omatsu finally remembered that the sync was his responsibility. It's the worst type of sync that they could do. Even other games accelerate schedules to fit in. No Omatsu king as he is will sync the games with Global missing half of 2024's units, including a major event. Yeah, he's talking about Tanabata. The producers really like being nuisances to global players. It looks like they really regret saying the games are syncing. I don't know if they regret it. I just don't think they either care or have the wherewithal to make it happen in an effective way. That's probably the more likely outcome. Should we be saving up for the new sync banners and for the ones we didn't get before the sync? Would it be better to wait for the ones that didn't come first? Won't we have to grind twice as much for both JP and Global at the same time? Should we be saving for the new sync banners? We don't know what the sync banners are going to be, so it's impossible to say. And for the ones we didn't get before the sync, again, it's impossible to say right now. Global right now is actually in a more unpredictable spot than JP. Because at least with JP, you know when certain celebrations are going to happen, you know when character releases are going to happen, you know when Dokkan Fests are going to drop, you know when LRs are going to drop. It's been the same for years now. With Global, like, we have no idea when UI Goku's coming out. We have no idea when Cell Max is coming out. So it is very unpredictable right now on Global. There's nothing I can say definitively. So it's going to be completely up to you how you spend your stones, how you save. I would say if you're somebody who really wants to summon for UI Goku, I mean, I would just say be extra cautious with summoning, because we have no clue when he could drop at any point. The game could, like a new day could happen in Dokkan on Global, and UI Goku's banner could be live. Like, I don't know. Nobody knows. I really want to believe that they know what they are doing, but God, it's just so hard to trust anymore. Like, I have given up and lost hope for sync anymore. I'm just going to go on, and when it happens, it happens. Step up is super cool. Yeah, it's pretty much, I think, how most people feel. I don't understand why they had to announce the sync early in the year when they clearly had no intention of giving us even a shred of information. The absolute mockery of the Global team to think that this was more info around the sync is an absolute joke. Yeah, again, most people probably agree with this. Honestly, if MUI Goku wasn't a thing, I'd still be pissed, but I'm even more frustrated with this knowing I won't get him until October, November, maybe. Yeah, we don't know. I mean, it's most likely going to be after Worldwide, right? This was the Dokkan Now video of all time. We are syncing, but at what cost? Amazing step-up discounts, bad everything else. Yeah, pretty much. Absolutely embarrassing to announce the unification of schedules a year before the date and still make no steps to make sure that the same characters are on both versions by the time of sync. Absolute L from the management team. It is so insane. They did nothing. They did nothing. Zero, zilch, nada, zippo, nothing. Nothing to accelerate anything. It's crazy. Absolute insanity. I'm a player that doesn't play mobile games often. I started with Legends and recently got into Dokkan. I feel like Global isn't taken seriously. Legends reveals have so much info and professionalism. This felt like it could have been summarized on a tweet thread. Feels like a joke. Yeah. I mean, this is more of a difference, I think, number one, in developers, because Legends is Dimps. Dokkan is Akatsuki. However, when you're talking specifically about, like, announcements like this, so I guess you would be sort of comparing reveal and stuffs versus Dokkan Now. I think reveal and stuffs do feel a bit more professional. I think it has to do a lot with Toshi, though. Toshi is a native English speaker, whereas obviously Omatsu is not, and they had like a new person on there who obviously was very nervous. He had like a stone cold face the entire time, no emotion whatsoever. But I agree. Yeah, most of the info they revealed could have just been tweeted. I think I would agree with that. Yeah, I don't know, man. Common mid Matsu L. Nothing to say except they've beat Promise Consort Radon. Congrats, Matsu. I feel like the sync will never happen. Well, I mean, unless they're straight up lying about it being in August. We'll do a few more here. With the announcement of the unification, I'm assuming people expected banners with the new units, but they just never did anything. I don't get why they waited so long, and still we are waiting to drop these characters. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what was the point of this Dokkan now. We know the anniversary is coming and we know what is coming. It would have been great to just release them midstream, but they just held a stream to tell us to go to... I mean, yeah, they talked about, like, there was like, oh, we're gonna show the Gogeta and Broly thing in, like, Times Square or something like that. Sure. Step up system is cool. Sync details was exactly what I expected from Global. We are Dokkan. I expect worldwide... We'll do these three and then we'll end. I expect worldwide celebration literally have all the missing characters. I would not expect that. I don't think that's going to happen. Is it possible? Yes. At this point, anything is possible, okay? They could release all the characters right now. 2 seconds from me posting this video, you could log into the game and all the characters could be live. Like, literally anything could happen. Gohan Ball Legends looks better to play. Both games have their own issues. Other than the step-up format, they literally told us nothing we didn't already know. Technically, they confirmed worldwide is just the sync, but we all knew it. What they really told us was how poorly they planned for the sync. True. They had a year to adjust the schedule and did nothing. Yeah. It actually, like, I cannot overstate how insane this is. They had 365 days to do something and failed to do anything. Do you guys understand how ridiculous that is? They did 0 in a year. Unification of both versions should be in August as per Amatsu, yep. But there are many units of JP to be released here on Global. Combo banner may be possible. She said something about adjustment update or something. Yeah, that doesn't. But this has 0 meaning. The sentence that he says. Let me put this back on. Go back here. Let me forward this a little bit. Here, this holds nothing. There is 0 meaning to this at all. What does this sentence mean? Someone explain. You can't, because there's no meaning here. This doesn't mean anything. So yeah, there is going to be... We went through a lot of comments. We did some decent reactions here. So there is my community reaction video to the Global Dokkan 9th Anniversary Dokkan Now / Global Sync / Global Exclusive Info release. I know a lot of people are frustrated. At this point, we just have to accept that this is the game. I would say after the sync happens in August, I think people are going to have more fun with the game, me included. But I would not expect that even after the sync happens, there are magically going to be lesser issues with the game. The communication is probably still going to be as poor. I think the JP version probably is still going to be receiving more info than Global. I think the JP version probably will see more. Like, I mean, it's just a language issue. It's a regional issue. The development team is based in Japan. I don't know. I think even when the schedules are synced, I don't think Global is going to be given like equal footing to JP. Not in terms of like in-game stuff, but just like information provision, stuff like that. So we'll see. It's going to be a massive challenge for them, and that's clearly something that is probably not related directly to the team. Maybe it's something higher up. It looks like that's the case, considering they actually did nothing for a full year after announcing the sync. But let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one.